Feed 'em sessions.
Yes, family, it's Unique Creation. You're listening to Feed 'em Session. Make sure you stay locked in, yeah? Stay locked in.
We let off talking about how transparent you are, and what a start to that track that we just played.
Yeah, for real.
In the battles, it's
in
just
the
like,
battles all day, boy.
Bruh, it's really, really deep, innit? And
Yeah,
I'm sure you've had a lot of people say how much they relate to it.
Oh my days, yes. It's actually, you know what? There's some track I didn't expect to get as much feedback and reaction as I did from this. A lot of people said to me that you need to make more of this. I took it the good way because I thought what you're trying to say, the rest of my music is not. But I get it. You want to hear more? Hey, God bless you, man. I think we did something for someone.
Solid, man. So obviously that track is part of a body of work called Dark Season.
That's right.
Obviously, it's a conceptual EP.
Yeah,
it's not
man.
just a cool name that you put out there. It was actually a dark season.
Exactly.
Walk us around your creative process. Because I know you're creative right now, but just for Dark Season, yeah?
Yeah.
Walk us around your creative process. How long was that whole EP process, and what kind of things were you facing during that season, man?
Wow, I was facing doubts, frustrations. I used to evangelize a lot. Sometimes twice a week, always every Friday, and you got involved with all sorts of things to the point where some people wanted to get violent, tried to beat us up. It's no joke out there. And I remember when you're evangelizing, it's easy to forget it's a battlefield. You get gassed about, saving lives, and the truth is you're not saving lives, it's God that saves lives. You're just there to be a reflector and share that message. And sometimes people ask questions you can't answer. And the truth is, when you're really in the war, imagine you have a sword, right? Your word is your sword. And you're out there swinging. It's not like you're going to come out unscathed. You're going to get slashes. Some people might punch you. You may get stabbed because they got their weapons too. And that's what happens when you're out there evangelizing. And part of that hardship was a lot of the questions they were asking was hitting places. Questions I couldn't answer. So I was getting punched. I was getting hit. Seeds were getting planted where I'd go home and meditate. I'd be like, bro, I couldn't answer that. Yeah. What is that? Bro, I never thought about this. And it made me really question things to the point where, and this is just one aspect, there's different aspects, we'll be held there from to explain every aspect. But it's like, I even started questioning, like, the whole Imhotep, black god, Egyptian stuff.
Sure.
I got a lot of questions from them, man, too. And it's not that I was going away from God, but I started looking at it a bit more. To the point, that's where Arena came from, actually. That's where Arena came from, because he really had to go in. Like, when Freedom always says you have to make war sometimes. I had to go back into that battlefield and really talk to God on a real one. And Dark Seasons just those, like, it took me 2 years to make it because I had to go through 2 years of a dark season. It was one long season where one thing after another things were happening, man. I was losing brothers, leaving church and that. I was just losing, I was seeing things happen to people that I care about. At the same time, things were going well in Christian life, money-wise, just bad dramas. And like, there was no area of peace. There was no area of peace because I was surrounded by bad news. I couldn't see good news gospel anymore. So each song on that Dark Season EP is an answer at a certain point within those 2 years that God gave me. So I thought I might as well share it. So that's the Dark Season EP in a nutshell.
Yeah, 100%, man. I said check out the EP if you haven't checked it out. Yeah, it's been out since 2017, or was it 2018?
Oh, mate, it's hold on, when did it come out? It's 2019.
Yeah.
18, 17.
It's 2017, isn't it?
I think it was April. Before that.
Oh, right.
I think it's
last April, isn't it?
Yeah. It's been a while. I promote in reverse. I put things out, then I tell people.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking, because I'm seeing videos. The last video came out not long ago for
a few months ago, man. That's what 100. I do. I don't know why.
It works though, man.
Yeah.
It definitely works. But yeah, I guess what my next question really is, because obviously you're very transparent with your music.
Yeah.
It's kind of like I'm looking at the strengths in that, because obviously a lot of people see that as a weak thing to do in this current market, to talk about your life, man. Just talk about the trap house or the chains you got, the woman you got, and stuff like that. Where do you find the strength in being transparent and open in your music?
I think it's the whole point of boldness, man. Boldness. The Lion of Judah, man. When the lion roars, you don't have to see the lion, but you hear it. And I realized there's boldness in the lion. It doesn't go looking for trouble, but it's going to defend its territory. And my boy once told me, shout out Reeds, he said, fortune favors the bold. When he said that, I don't think about fortune as in goal, but I see it as an achievement. If you really want to do something out there, hesitant and people and procrastinating people don't get nowhere. Hesitation and procrastination come from doubt and fear. So really and truly, I do it more because even them man talking about traps, pouring, champagne and goals and stuff. A lot of man on road carrying lens and skanks and all that stuff. There's a lot of fear in them. There's a lot of fear in them. If you ever catch them in a vulnerable moment, you realize they're not happy, man. There's a lot of fear. So I share because I don't want to come with a church mask of, yeah, I'm a Christian, I'm sorted, everything's great. No. This is a battle. I want to show you the realness of what it means to be a Christian. So I push myself to open up with every song I write, every project I put out there. Not for the sake of just bearing, oh, trust me, man don't like putting his boundary out there. It's because I want to show people, once again, looking for my tribe, the people in my tribe, my tribesmen, that if you're hearing this, you're not the only one going through this. I'm going through the same battles. Trust me, man. Don't be afraid to look for help. Don't be afraid to look to God for help. Don't be afraid to look in the Bible and see what it does. If it works for me, it's definitely going to work for someone else. So yeah, trust me, man. That's why I'm transparent. It's not easy. It is scary, definitely, but it's necessary.
Yeah, 100%. I definitely agree with that, man. Right about now, you're on your creative process for your next project.
Yeah.
And you know what's funny? Because obviously, I know about going in the creative process. I know Claire's on the creative process for her EP, which is coming out as well.
Respect.
So there's like, it's different, isn't it, from you particularly, because not only you have to write, but you also have to produce the tracks.
Yeah.
And not only that, but you also have the independent push behind it.
Yeah.
So I want to talk about creative process from like all that aspect, but I guess starting from the most basic, where did the idea come from, or like where does the idea come from?
Oh, bro, it comes from life, comes from conversations, comes from experiences, comes from being in the toilet or being in the bathroom. It comes from all sorts of things, man. It really is just I think it comes from living life. Whatever you live is what you are. So while I'm living life, these things stand out to me. I remember having a conversation. Actually, I wasn't going to say nothing, but this conversation made me think of a song that will probably come out eventually. But I was having, it's like, I'm just talking to my guy, and then he'll say something that makes me think, oh, that's big. And if it's going to blow my mind, then it's going to blow other people like me. So it's like, yo, let me write this and let me share it. So really the creative process comes from living life. I never sit down. Sometimes I do sit down. There's this battle inside me. It's like, let me sit down. I have to make sure I make this certain type of track or this certain type of track. And it's good to be mindful of that as well. But I think it's important not to hinder yourself in what comes out. So the creative process is really just trying to balance everything. Thinking about, why do you want to write this? Is it right to talk to people about right now? There's some songs I haven't put out because I just don't think it's right, in the sense of it might be dangerous for me. So, or it may not be the right atmosphere to put it out because it may hinder it from going further. So you have to be tactical. You have to think sometimes. But the process is all about, to put it practically, think of an idea, write it down so I don't forget it, hum it into my phone, the beat, so I don't forget and I can produce it later. For example, Rising. I was going to work in the morning. I was going to work, and I remember the thought hit me of, I was feeling down, but the righteous rises again, right? So that concept came into my head, and then I remember thinking of the beat, and I thought, bro, I'm gonna forget this. So I hummed it onto my phone. I hummed what I could remember. As soon as I got home, I got on my pen and pad. I got on the system and just started making the beat around it. So it really could be from anything, man. Anything. Oh, bars from the crypt came from a crypt. So I was in a crypt, came up with bars. That's it. That's the creative process.
100%, man. That's solid, man. So, all right. So, talk to us about. I don't know how much detail you can get to, obviously, but obviously, while you're here, I'm trying to get as much exclusive. Yeah. He's here, man. Let's talk about it. So it's like, you got a mixtape coming up.
Yeah, man.
How much can you give away about the mixtape?
Nothing. I can give nothing. No, I'm joking. It's just going to be filled with more realness and more honesty and transparency, man. That's one thing I can be very, very honest about. It can come from, and don't when you hear certain things, don't be offended by what I say. Sometimes realness can offend people, but the truth is, you can't be in a hospital and not let people diagnose you properly. So really, real talk. Yeah, just check it out, man. Realness and honesty. Mixtape. Trust me.
100%, man. I'm looking forward to the mixtape that's coming out. You're listening to the Freedom Session show right now.
Freedom Session.